frozen and miraculously preserved many ancient customs and traditions that look exotic today, but are in fact as much a part of everyday life as they were in the distant past. History is carefully kept alive within these stone homes and in people's daily life. The karst or limestone formations that are typical of Guizhou means the region has countless gigantic caves. They surprise you again and again. Dynasty period. They came from southeastern China, an area called Jianghuai. Today, the Tunpu women still dress as women did more than half a millennia ago in Jianghuai, in a way that has long passed from fashion in Jianghuai.
Guizhou is always cloudy. You seldom see the sunshine around here. But the foggy, drizzling weather gives you a dreamlike feel. It's like you're in a fairyland. And I'm here to visit one of the old Tunpu villages.
This is one of the best preserved Tunpu village around the area. It's called Benzhai. Walking along the narrow stone-paved lanes in the village is like walking backwards in time. There are several towers in Benzhai that used to be watchtowers, with regular guards watching out for possible attacks. You can feel the defensive mentality of the builders of this village almost everywhere. For example, this used to be a small shop. People came over here to buy stuff, and it was closely guarded. Behind this wall, there used to be a guard guarding the small shop with an arch and arrow at first, and later, a gun. The stones used here are definitely local, but the many designs in the wood trims were imported hundreds of years ago from the Jianghuai area, thousands of miles away. These ancient decorations here are similar to those you see in the small villages along the Yangtze River. But here, the houses blend harmoniously with the limestone slabs and the overcast sky. The stone drainage system designed way back on the first page of the village history still works well.
By high wall. And this wall is made of stone, just like the houses. With such a strong prevention and guarding, there was never a big war happening around here. How ironic. Hey, I see a group of enemy coming. I should fire a report.
The rape plant flour, which is used to produce canola oil, provides a fundamental income for the locals. For sightseers, it adds a vibrant swathe of color to the otherwise gloomily poetic landscape. On our way to Tianlong village, we ran into a small trade fair along the road, a place where the locals gather to trade for what they need. This might explain why there are so few people around in the villages today. I found the #1 local delicacy is 鱼腥草, the stinking fish grass. You either love it or loathe it.
It's very expensive, but it really smells. But for local people, they can't have a dinner without it. For me, I can't stand it, even smelling it. No.
Here, we were able to get a glimpse of the people's daily habits by looking at what was for sale and what they bought. A bit like studying trolleys at the supermarket checkout. Eventually, my curiosity got the upper hand, and I ventured out for some girls' talk. These women are incredibly friendly. They told me women here remove the hair on their foreheads when they get married because they consider it to be more beautiful that way. Tunpu are beautiful men, soldiers, but there is no special traditional fashion for men. Strangely, it is the women who keep up the tradition, wearing typical Tunpu bun, like uniforms. Every spring, many areas have blossom festivals. But here in Anshuan area, they have the Rape Plant Festival. And around this time, many activities center on Tianlong village, which is another major Tunpu. Performers from other villages gather here, attracting large crowds. The boisterous parade brings a festive atmosphere to the otherwise quiet streets. But I went in another direction. Just 1 block away, it's like being in another world. Apart from the architecture, the military spirit of the ancestors is preserved here in ferocious-looking wooden masks. Different masks represent different characters in a local play called 地戏. The characters have different personalities, but they have one thing in common. They're all fighters. I imagine as they walked around with the oil lamps, burning incense, that all those women were praying there would be no war. Traditionally, they have such kind of ritual, lighting the lamps, praying for peace for the village and the families. Nowadays, the village is trying to attract more visitors, develop tourism. So they're saying it's also kind of ritual, praying for a safe journey for all the travelers. My breakfast looks delicious. Local rice noodle. This is what will keep me going for the morning, because I got a long way to go. Take a look. imagine a time when this bridge was not here. When one villager wanted to cross this gigantic valley from that cliff to this one, it probably would have taken days. From Anshun, we head further down southeast. Our destination is called Getu in Ziyun County, a porous limestone region with all kinds of caves. About 40-minute drive from Ziyun County center, we arrive at the Getu River. Okay, I'm coming. We've got some real adventure to do. Some caving. The ride along the Getu River to the caves is very pleasant. The air is alive with nameless birds chirping along the bank. The people who live around here are Miao people, China's migrating tribe.
It's 116 meters high and 25 meters wide.
This is called the Cave of Swallow Kings. If you come at the right time, you will see countless swallows dipping and swirling and diving around here. Taking a short boat ride into the gigantic cave is some awesome experience. This is terrific, really terrific. The ground inside the cave is littered with huge boulders that fell down from the top of the cave at some distant time. The cave extends some 12 kilometers, and the Getu River, along which we came in, goes underground from here. It's an ideal place for caving enthusiasts.
Looks like a very small opening. Actually, it's 200 meters wide. And this is the Getu River through which we came over here. From this point on, it will not see the sunshine for a long time.
Further down deep into the